Well, hello, my valued listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Living in Your Power. I'm your host, Dr. Marlene Greenleaf, and as always, you know I am truly grateful that you are here with me today as we continue our April theme, Aligned and Assigned, Walking in Purpose with Clarity. Today we are stepping into something that can feel uncomfortable, but is often necessary. And today's episode, the third in our April series, is titled, When God Redirects Your Path. So let's dive in. Let's start here. Have you ever been moving in a direction that felt right, only for things to suddenly shift? Doors close, plans fall through, opportunities don't unfold the way you expected. And in those moments, it's easy to feel confused, even discouraged, because we don't always recognize redirection when we're in it. Sometimes it feels like delay. Sometimes it feels like disappointment. Sometimes it even feels like we missed something. But what if it's not disruption? What if it's direction? Our anchored scripture today comes from Proverbs 16:9, New King James Version. It says, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directed his steps." A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directed his steps. I mean, we plan, we think, we map things out, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this verse gently reminds us that while we may design the path, God is the one who ultimately directs our steps. And sometimes those steps don't match the plan we created. Not because we were wrong, but because He sees what we don't. Now, this is where many people struggle. When something doesn't go as planned, we internalize it. We think, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe this isn't for me. But redirection is not rejection. It is, in fact, refinement. It's protection. And it's positioning. Because there are things God will not allow you to walk into, because they are not aligned with where you are being called. And there are moments when He will shift your path, not to stop you, but to guide you more precisely. The challenge is, my dear listeners, can you trust the redirection, even when it doesn't make sense? So let's sit with this. The Lord directed His steps, not someday, not eventually, but step by step. So here's your empowerment prompt for this week. I want you to take a moment and reflect on this. Where in my life am I experiencing redirection? Am I resisting it or trusting it? And what would it look like to release my plan and follow His leading? I'm going to repeat this. Reflect on these. Where in my life am I experiencing redirection? Am I resisting it or trusting it? And what would it look like to release my plan and follow His leading? You don't have to understand every turn. You just have to trust who is guiding you. So in closing, my friends, I want you to remember, I want you to understand that not every closed door is a loss. Not every shift is a setback. Sometimes what feels like disruption is actually divine direction. You are not off track. You are being guided. And even when the path changes, your purpose does not. I want to thank you for joining me for this episode 3 of our April series, Aligned and Assigned, Walking in Purpose with Clarity. And I'll see you next week for walking boldly in your assignment. So until next time, I want you to continue to live boldly in your power today. And if it gets tough, just breathe. You still got the strength to rise. So I'll see you next time, and continue to live in your power.